Okay, welcome to the Big Black Pen.
Uh-huh. All of that. All of that. What she meant to say is the big black tent, but it's late.
But it's late. It's past my bedtime. I am Naima Freedom.
I'm Natalie Arsenault.
Man, I wanted to get this in. I wanted to get in the prediction before our lives have changed forever.
That's hilarious.
Before our lives have changed forever, for better, for worse. Look, um, I've been really upset. I don't know if I'm projecting or
Why?
I've been upset because I feel like we've been here before when we've had a woman running for president.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like last time, whatever those who have a certain philosophy, I don't know what to call them, they call themselves MAGA, but they have very staunch belief systems about women not leading, right?
Mm-hmm.
About abortion. Like I'm going on the hot topics. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go on the women say there are things about his platform that I actually agree with. There's some personal things that I do agree
Of
with.
course.
But I like freedom. So I believe everyone should be free.
That's
Um,
basically the yes.
right? Regardless of, what I think about what you're doing,
Right.
or my opinions about it. But I didn't realize how liberal the media was. At least I don't
It's
know. I didn't
very.
realize how liberal the media was.
It's very, very liberal.
I had no, I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention last time. And I'm like, wow, they're really underestimating this crowd. They're really underestimating how much they disapprove of what's going on, I think, in the ultra left part of the Democrats. Um, and it seems, maybe it's just me, but it just seems like it's just not being talked about how
What is the
volatile and
it?
how
What's the it that you're talking?
what's
What
it?
is the it? That's not
Oh,
the it.
oh, I feel like the possibility of him winning is, at least the way the media's portraying, is like it's like a joke. Like, oh,
Yeah, that's how they were a little while long when he won his first election.
right. And I'm like, he's he's the fact that he's able to run, the fact that this is his platform, 2025 and other things, um, the fact that we're here again, except post insurrection, is very alarming to me. And it just seems like, oh, we hope Kamala wins. As if that's going to make everything right. So yeah. So the night before the election, I'm like, that's not going to fix anything. Even if she quote unquote ended up in the office, that's not going to make things right. That's not
Oh
going to
yeah,
make things.
neither one of them gonna fix anything. Let's be clear. Neither one of them gonna fix. It's really just death by it's pick your poison, right? It's pick your poison, right? So um, you know, there's an argument to be made on both sides. There's always pieces of the multiple sides that make sense and you're like, okay, yeah, that probably is a good concept. Um, but yeah, neither one of them. No one wins. In
No one
no
wins.
no one who is in this country, who resides in this country wins.
No one wins. That is a very good
By the way, that's a
point.
t-shirt. No one wins.
No one
And then on the
wins.
back, I want a little picture of a train that has the words hope on it, and it's just hanging off the side of
Ah!
the cliff. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I It's funny because um, you know, the crayons, Black people, um, we have spent a lot of time thinking that we aren't entitled, like that we don't have the same entitled mentality. But as I think about this election cycle, I'm like, wow, we we are entitled. Like we have graduated to the mindset of entitled, because like you think about it and you're like, okay, yeah, I think everybody can paint a picture of a Trump presidency, right? Like from the least extreme to the worst possibilities, right? And if you can't paint it, go watch Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. I mean, they'll help you paint the picture. That's the most extreme case right there. Um, but that I also think that, this notion of American exceptionalism, that we've bought into that. And I honestly think we don't think we can look like a third world country.
Oh.
Right.
I,
I think and I'm not saying I don't know which one is better or worse. I mean, they both terrible. But obviously people have ranked them and prioritized them. But I really think that people don't think that we can have an economic
oh,
demise
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
where the
yeah.
dollar means nothing, where China is in here with their own military tanks because they hold all of our debt, where like I honestly think that people, they just think somehow it's gonna work out. And I'm not saying it's not gonna work out. The country's endured a lot from its fledgling inceptions of owning people and beating the snot out of people and repressing and oppressing and all that to people and terrorizing folks and giving them all kinds of diseases that they didn't ask for. And like the country did a lot. It done survived a lot. Presidents have been assassination attempts, actual assassination, successful. Like it's been a lot. The country has been through a lot. So I'm not saying this is going to be the thing that breaks us necessarily, but I am saying that it's fascinating to me that no one can really bring themselves to believe. It's almost like, when you talk to, white people who haven't done the work and you talk about the things that have impacted Black lives and so forth, everything from way back prior to Reconstruction to farmers' bills to redlining to all the things, and they can't wrap their heads around it because America would never do such a thing. Never do such a thing, right? We've graduated to that point in
Ah,
categories, right? America would never. We never. No, we could never. We can't fall. We're great.
ah. And at the same time, if I hear the red states correctly, and I have to remind myself I do live in one. If I hear the red states correctly, they have been shouting for a long time, we don't want to go there, and that's why we're pushing fiscal responsibility.
But
That's
they're not
why.
pushing fiscal responsibility. They lying to themselves too. Just absolutely lying. Absolutely lying. I mean, complete delusional lies.
Okay. Wow. So on both sides, on
Both
both sides, this is
because
just
because this is always my thing, right? And I've had these arguments, coming out of the Republican camp. I don't know if I'm out of it or whatever, but I definitely don't ascribe to whatever their current methodology is at this point in time. But I'd have this argument with all of the Republicans who, were, as we tried to get things accomplished and whatever that were conservative in nature, fiscally conservative. If, if we've had plenty of Republican presidents, we've had plenty of opportunities where we've had Republican presidents who also had control of the House
hmm
and Congress. And
hmm
yet everything still exists. The EPA still exists. The
okay.
education department still exists.
That's true.
department still exists. And I mean, look, it could exist in name only. I get it, but all those budgets run through the executive branch. So they can do whatever they want to do with it. So when they talk about, the Republicans are physically conservative, I'm like, no, y'all not. Because if you were, you would have abolished a bunch of that stuff a long time ago. You had plenty of opportunities, plenty. But we spend, a lot of time trying to fix the Democratic Party. And that was my whole thing. I'm like, why you stop being worried about what they doing? They doing what they supposed to be doing. Let they people fix them. The Democrats fix the Democrats, and the Republicans need to be fixing the Republicans. And then if we get all of that together, then we can have a session to talk about it. But at this point, your house is run amok.
But see, there you go, asking people to mind their own business and right, asking parties to mind their own business.
I spent 4 years asking people to mind their business every Saturday on the radio show. People call in and not want to mind their business. And I'm like, pay attention right here, focus right here.
That's true. That's hard. That is hard. Look, I'm a witness. That is hard. I don't, there's this sense of sadness within me. And I think maybe because it's bad, it's the it's the entitlement, it's the illusion. And I believe we're at this point because we're so content with our disillusionment that it is only going to take force, right? It's only going to take something major to knock this system into reality. I think that's probably the sadness. Like honestly, nobody's waking up. But it's just so intense. And I'm like, man, it's gonna have to take something big to just
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Something I mean, like, it's whether it's economic or whatever the case may be, like, again, we just have no, and again, even the Republicans who can articulate the things, right? We just keep printing up money like it's okay, but what you eliminating? You ain't eliminated a goddamn thing. You ain't eliminated nothing. Nothing. The tax code grew under you. The the Department of Education, which everybody talking about, let the states decide, but ain't nobody letting you. Still got this giant. I mean, like, the United States government is one of the biggest employers. Why are they employing? Why are they the biggest employer? Bigger than Walmart. Why are you bigger than Walmart employing people?
right there.
If
No,
government's supposed to be small, what we doing with 400 gajillion people working for the government?
yeah, that's true. And I read even a little bit under. I read a little bit even under Project 2025. I understand what they're saying. Okay, we want to do it with this. We want to do it with this. But what is the backup? What is
And they're not doing away with nothing. That's the problem, though. They're not really doing away with anything, even in Project 2025, because they're still willing to foot the bill for things. And it's about to be a very, very unpopular statement. But we spend a lot of money on other countries who should be our children. We should just commandeer them and call them the Commonwealth of the United States. They call it nation building and all the other stuff. But bottom line is, we send a lot of money to other countries, a lot. And Israel, who's supposed to be this great powerhouse, they get subsidies like it ain't nobody business. And I'm like, so why we still sending money over there? We send money all over the place. So again, and you tell that to somebody in the Republican Party that we should, defund all the countries. They'd be like, sure, except Israel. But wait, ain't they they own sovereign nation too, right? Like some out front. They got some better technology, right? They got better technology we got.
I'm starting to itch like Nick Cannon.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, and that's for everybody. And so we, like, no one's, they're talking about, like, this whole family first situation that they're talking about. Okay, so we're okay with the government paying for somebody's grandmother to be the child care. We're okay with increasing the child tax credit. We're okay with, why is the government incentivizing any of these things, right? If you're small government, right? If you're fiscally conservative government, that ain't none of your business what's happening in somebody's household, and you sure shouldn't be paying for it at all. You trying to incentivize childbirth? Sit down. That's what you need to go do. You need to go sit down.
Oh my gosh. I think that's the thing. That's how messed up this. And about spending money on other countries. Okay, from what I remember, and this is U of H economics 101 class, okay? Um that we are our major export is basically warfare, right? Weapons, things like
Basically,
that.
that's
So is
yeah.
that correlating with the spending money on other countries that
Oh
we're
no, we actually sending
funding?
ballots of cash. No, 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 not just weapons and stuff. I mean, we actually Zelle them money. They they are over here getting Venmo cash. Okay, so no, like
Long
not
business. I know
actual
this.
product, tangible product, but we actually give them cold hard cash. In
Right.
addition to other subsidies from food exports to guns and weapons.
Loyalty,
Yeah.
colonialism. They have
But
to
but
have.
but think about it, right? Like let's just think about how we operate in our regular daily lives, right? We have homes and our homes are sovereign homes. And we have neighbors. If you live in a neighborhood, you have neighbors. And when you go out of town, you might tell your neighbor, "Hey neighbor, going out of town, just keep an eye on the place, make sure nothing crazy happens." And let's
Right.
say something crazy does happen and you need your neighbor to go turn off your water pipe at the main. Did I need to Zelle my neighbor $700 to go do that? Because if I was going to do that, I could have called a plumber.
Well, loyalty breeds control, right? Or enablement and breeds control. I'm sure it's for something transactional.
Correct. That's what they think they're getting, but that's not the case. And we're just spending money. So again, the Republicans have very false narrative, equally as false as the Democrats, with them supposedly being, so on one side you have people who are like, oh, we're fiscally conservative, small government. On the other side, you got some people who touting that they want freedom, but they lie, they don't want freedom either. They not down for freedom either. Say
Okay.
something that hurts their feelings. Everything has to stop.
You're
Everything.
right. You're right. Since it hurt their feelings, and yeah, I don't
Everything
want freedom
stops.
for you no more.
I don't want to
Everything.
hear nothing you got to say no more because you done said something that I don't like. And yeah, I know there's that thing called the First Amendment with free speech, but it ain't working here. It ain't no freedom no more. So like, it's, you know,
Let's see. Okay. Well, yeah, and under Trump, definitely. I think there's something very limited that you can say with either one of them. But who do you think is going to be in the White House? I'm not saying there's going to be a winner. So one might take it, both of them might take it. I don't know what legal or illegalities are going on, but how do you think this ends tomorrow?
so, well, I don't think it's gonna end tomorrow. Let's be clear. This thing it probably ain't gonna be no declared winner till the end of December, probably January. Right before somebody's supposed to get sworn in, they're gonna be certifying stuff. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of challenges, a lot of people counting ballots, we're not gonna have no winner. We're not having no winner, I don't think, no time soon. Um, I don't know who's gonna be in there, but here's what I think will be determining factors. If the youth, people who are like between the ages of 18 and 22, 24, turn out and vote
Mhm.
in droves in the numbers of which they exist in the country, then Kamala will take it by
Okay.
leaps and bounds. If that demographic stays home, I think it's a Trump win.
Mm. Mm. Okay. If they, because she has been pushing them, yeah, courting them, Cardi B. But even then, I think, well, let me just stop because I'm like, I heard that Cardi B, even though she's cool, she's not exactly that demographic anymore. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
She had Megan Thee Stallion, she had Glorilla up there, she had anybody and everybody she could pull out her back pocket. She had them up there rapping, singing, doing a lover song, all the things. So,
Oh, well,
so
well
yeah,
then, wow, for a nation to depend on that age group. Wow, that's saying a lot.
it says a lot.
That's saying a whole lot.
It says a
Okay.
lot.
Well, we will see. Well, based on that, man, we will see. We will see America. Look, and I'm apparently I'm too old to stay up and try to get some results tonight. I'm still in my car. Baby girl is asleep. I didn't even want to pull her out to do that fight right now.
I understand.
But but we will see.
We will see. Now, what are your predictions?
Well, because America is so hard-headed in her lessons, and because I feel like there is a reckoning going on,
Mhm.
um, I believe that regardless of who wins, there is no win, like you agree. I believe Trump's gonna take it. I believe we've been here before.
Okay.
I
Okay.
believe we've been here before. So it's
Flashback.
going,
No flashback.
yeah. It feels the same to me. And now that she's a person of color, like
Hmm.
Hillary was white, and that was, they were hollering and screaming like banshees. This woman got some color, and her people ain't from America, right? Her people ain't from America. So it's, to me, it's like the birther movement mixed in with the Hillary haters and and the fact that she wasn't a clear nominee, right? He
That's
had to
true.
step down.
Hmm.
So it's just seems so complex. Like I just feel like that chaos part of it adds more fire to whatever is already going on over there. So
I think the powers that be that wanted chaos got just that.
yeah.
Chaos.
And at the same time, I have to say the electorate is the electorate, right? So um I don't know. I don't remember exactly how that goes. You can enlighten me, but people can vote, but don't they also decide how that goes? The
It's the electoral college that makes the decision.
Okay.
Now, the idea is that the popular vote is supposed to indicate to the electoral college what the consensus, or not the consensus because there isn't one, but what the recommendation is from we little peasants that are out here. Um, but there have been enough elections where the electorate did not do what the popular vote suggested it should do.
Ah, okay. Or what about with Obama? And I haven't done this either. With the Texas has a two caucus system, right? Or two where you vote and then you can also go back and do something else. Look, I totally forgot about that, but I did that with Obama. Look, I didn't even think about doing that now with these three kids. So whatever that was, I think that's supposed to happen today, and I'm sitting in this car.
Well, the electoral people they're chosen. They're there. They are the ones who will yay it, nay it, bless it. This is who we want. Who's right. So they are already in place.
Oh, well, okay, well, that's a whole nother. Tomorrow we can just how do black people become part of electoral college, right? How do we get that done?
It's like trying to
So,
be a part of the grand jury. Um, yeah, we could talk about it tomorrow.
okay. Okay, well, so it is. We will see. We will see in a couple hours what it is, what it's gonna be, and what it might be next time.
We do. Welcome to season 2, people. Season 2.
Well, I love the balloons, and we will chat and update America tomorrow.
Tomorrow it is. Bye,
All
everyone.
right, have a good night.